introduce you to some people right now. This is Rachel Schlossberg and her father, Ian Katz. Rachel, I know when I was doing a story with your father the other day, you were actually in chemo. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling well, thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
You've got two little children.
Yes, Matthew is 5 and Lee is 2.
Okay, and I just noticed you because I introduced you to a woman who's a 31-year cancer survivor who got breast cancer when her child was 7 months old, and I saw a big hug going on. What were you thinking?
I was just thinking that gives me so much hope for survival, and it just meant everything to me that she came up and shared her story with me.
And I know because you've got two little kids, obviously this is an even tougher struggle, and you have a daughter right here, your beautiful daughter, Ian. Tell me, how does a parent get through having a child with a breast cancer diagnosis?
Well, it's very difficult, but with the help of family and friends, we take it one day at a time, and we just keep going forward with hope and prayer.
Okay, and you know what? I know you're a manly man and you wouldn't normally be seen in a feather boa, but somehow that makes you even more masculine because you're here to support your beautiful, beautiful daughter. Okay, so great. We'll be talking to you hopefully up on the steps in a little bit. We're starting to make this walk. Let's walk down these steps with these brave, wonderful women and men who have had breast cancer and have lived to see this walk down the steps. And I want to talk to somebody. I did a story on this woman. Oh, my God. You are just such an inspiration to me.
Thank you.
What you said in the story was when you were diagnosed, Kim, with breast cancer, you were also getting chemo and potty training.
Doing a lot of different things. My daughters were, they just turned 2 and 4, so it was a struggle.
Okay, and this is a pretty recent diagnosis for you.
It's 2.5 years now.
Okay. How are you feeling? What is your inspirational word for the women who are coming down these steps and the women who will be coming down these steps in future years and they don't even know it yet?
I know. It's a scary thing, but 2 years ago, I wouldn't have thought, I wasn't expected to be here, and here I am, and I'm just such a believer in find other survivors to help you through it, whether you join a support group or whether you find one woman. Let somebody who's been there and who's gone through the treatments and who knows your fears like nobody else can know your fears. Let them help you through it.
How much did you cry when you found out?
Every night. For the first 6 months, I was literally curled up on the floor every night in a ball as soon as the sun would start going down. My daughters will tell you now that I don't like the dark because they knew as the sun went down, I would be a mess. But after I got through my treatment, I got stronger. So, you know, you need to be positive, but don't be hard on yourself if you're not positive, because you will get to that point, even though you don't feel like you will at the time.
And you will be walking down these steps and have beautiful children like you do.
2 years ago, I stood on the top of those steps, bald and alone and crying and thinking, you know, I would walk down by myself. And this year, our young survival group's there. We have 18 beautiful women. We have a newly diagnosed here with her daughter, and it's been an amazing journey.
And we'll be back with a little bit more. And this woman, I know we've got to go to break, but you have just been diagnosed. You haven't even started your treatment.
No, I just had surgery on March 24th. I had bilateral with reconstruction, and I'm getting ready to do chemo, and I'm just here trying to muster up as much courage as I can, and I'm doing it for my daughter. That's why I'm doing it. Here she is, and that's why I'm here. So
she's beautiful. You will get through this, and you will be on this step for many, many, many years to come.
I hope so. Thank you.
Okay, sweetheart. We'll talk to you later.
Back of my shirt, you'll see the Faith and Hope Boutique back there. My wife opened that store as a result of having breast cancer because she wanted to help other women who had breast cancer, just to have a place to go where they can be comfortable and do the things that they need to do after reconstruction and so on and so forth. So my wife has taken this disease and turned it into something positive, as is the theme here today.
And what about men? You know, for men, this has got to be a daunting thing, having your wife go through it. And how do you support her? How do you separate yourself from the own feelings that you have to be her support?
Well, it all goes back to the day I said I do, and that is when they asked me in sickness and in health, and I said absolutely. And you just have to be there. You have to listen. You have to give advice when they want it. But most of all, just be a shoulder for them to cry on. Because.
And do you have your own sad moments that you don't let them see?
Absolutely. But, you know, I get together with my friends and I do the things that I need to do for myself as she does with her sisters as well.
All right. Well, you know, you're terrific. I want you tell everybody when they can hear you.
Oh, you can find me every weekday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on 94 WYSP and the Kid Chris Show.
Okay.
Thank you, Carol.
Vinny, you're a man. Thank you.
So much.
We appreciate that.
And it was my honor, my pleasure to thank you for supporting us, and it's just, I'm just overwhelmed, and thank you very much.
Thank you. And the reason why we're here is to be able to raise money and to go to the start of the race. Let's take a look. 40,000 runners and walkers who are racing for the cure. Let's really appreciate this most spectacular moment as they are making their way through the track and beginning to race for their lives, to race for the cure for breast cancer. You're looking live from Chopper 3. What a spectacular sight, Carol, as we're looking at all of the people who are lined up shoulder to shoulder, step by step, really working toward a cure.
And you know, this is maybe one of the few races where the race on foot doesn't really matter. Who wins that? If you're in that, whether you're on foot or whether you're in the race because you have breast cancer, you count, you matter, and that's what everybody is here for. Not for who comes across the finish line first. It's coming across the finish line that's important for everyone.
The thing that's really...
All these people that are here, the next person comes in line, I'm going to have to support them.
And I've always said it's about smoothing the journey for the person after you.
It is.
There will be somebody after you, but...
Join us again for our continued coverage of the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure.